Welcome to another episode of Home Sweet Home. My name is Rod McCall.
And I'm Scott Nichols.
Do you find yourself sometimes feeling more anxious and less calm?
Occasionally. Relative to what?
Life.
Just anything?
Yeah, life.
Because, I will stress out and be anxious over finances all the time. And it doesn't matter how good or bad they are.
Okay.
I'm just always thinking about money.
Okay. Fair enough. I will say that sometimes, yes, money, job, family, all can sometimes lead to an anxiety because, it can pop up pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
It can show up unannounced. It can catch you by surprise. And a lot of times it can be, and I know I use this word a lot because I think it is kind of fitting, but anxiety can suck us in like quicksand.
Yeah.
And we can dwell on it. It can lead us in that anxiety can be debilitating. It can lead us to depression. And now we're stuck in park.
Now, I will say I've had that experience.
Okay, so have I.
Right, I've had those experiences where, particularly for me with money, you worry about money, you get in a situation. I feel like it's something I can't get out of. I don't see any help for it. I don't know where to go. My experience now tells me it's not a big deal. Life will go on. We'll get out of it. But when you're in it, it's really difficult to see the end, right?
Sure.
To get to that. And so that really draws me down. And I've literally at times just stayed in bed all day long because I'm so just distraught and anxious about it. I can't even get up to do anything.
And you're not alone. I have a number of adult clients that struggle with anxiety and depression. And something that I think can help when you're feeling stuck, when you're feeling caught in this quicksand of emotions, is a hobby. And hobbies give us an opportunity to focus on something else.
Yeah.
It can be a distraction. It can allow us to be maybe creative. It can allow us opportunities to focus on something other than what's causing us to be distracted with all these anxious thoughts. Because
I love that.
Well, yeah, because it allows it can allow your brain to slow down. It can give you an opportunity to kind of breathe in, breathe out, all that kind of stuff. And so I thought maybe we could talk about hobbies.
I love that because, last week we were talking about time.
Oh, yeah.
And, one of the things that we could fill our time with is hobbies, right? I mean, you actually mentioned one. You like to game.
Yeah.
And so, gaming is a hobby. Of course, we can take hobbies and go crazy with them. I've had hobbies in the past that I've turned into jobs. And that hasn't always felt great, right? For instance, I did fireworks. I was a pyrotechnician for like 20 years. And I now, wherever I go, don't really care about seeing fireworks.
I get that.
It's just not as fun to me anymore. So, I mean, I like them, but when you can name every single effect that's happening in the sky, it doesn't have the same allure that it used to. So I think you can overdo it, but I love hobbies. I probably have like 5 or 6 different hobbies now that I do.
Well, this is one of my hobbies, doing our podcast.
Mine as well.
And I think what I like about it is that it's creative.
Yeah.
Having a hobby that allows for creativity is a way to kind of help instantly attack those anxious feelings and allow you to feel more calm.
Sure.
I mean, okay, one of the things that has become very popular here over the last 10, 15 years, at least, has been adult coloring and adult coloring books. In fact, for my birthday this year, my bosses got me, I don't know if it was a sign, but they got me an adult coloring book with some colored pencils.
Oh, they have fancy pencils for it too.
Oh, they do.
It's very neat.
And so using that, I mean, we have at the office, we have in the staff break room a big, shoot, I don't know, it's about as big as the darn table, but it's I don't know what you would call it, but you can color on it. It's a big freaking design thing on a huge sheet of paper. And if you're just feeling like I gotta get out of my space for a little bit, you can go in. I mean,
there's so many interesting hobbies, right? I mean, my son gave me a Lego Star Trek like starship for Christmas. I mean, that thing took forever to build. It's like 3,600 pieces. I mean, it's just, but what a great way to just have downtime, right? To do something that ultimately seems productive and you can enjoy the outcome. You know, things like lots of people I know, including yourself, play like Magic the Gathering.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just getting together with other people, having conversation and fun. You know, that can be relaxing. I like to do puzzles.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Sherry does
traditional puzzles, jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah, no. Sherry likes those. So, now she keeps reminding me I need something that's fun, not brain taxing. But because now that we're out of January, because January is one of the worst months of the year for her in her tax business. And so she'll veg in front of the TV. We've got a special little table, and she'll pull out a puzzle and she'll just relax doing a puzzle. If it's too complicated, well, then she doesn't like it.
See, but now I know who to share puzzles with.
Okay.
Because once I do one, I will never do it again.
Sure.
So,
I mean, I've got a cousin that down in Arkansas that they're huge into photography, and they love to go. They do a lot of nature. And so they'll post it on Facebook, and it's kind of like, oh, these are great pictures.
Yeah. And you know, you can turn them into puzzles.
Yeah. We have some of the, they did a collage of pictures for Sherry, the kids did, and gave it to her for Mother's Day. So
anyways, suffice to say, I love hobbies.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for more of this.
But I think that, and like, you know, you mentioned the Legos.
Yeah.
I've got some nieces and nephews that love playing with Legos. And I mean, I know some adult friends that are huge.
Yeah.
We work with a couple of guys that are huge into Legos. And because it's a distraction. Hobbies, they can be expensive. You mentioned Magic the Gathering. I will tell you that I got tens of thousands of cards, and I won't tell you how many thousands of dollars I've got invested in that crap. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Sure.
I guess maybe that's another reason why I like the TV show Stranger Things, is because D&D. And I've spent a fair amount of money on that too.
Right.
But they're hobbies. They're a way for me to detox from, well, I guess we'll call it the real world.
Yeah.
And so, because here's the thing, anything that you get to do that allows you to kind of have a Zen moment, woo-saw kind of thing, if you've seen the movie Bad Boys.
Sure.
But because here's the thing too, whatever you might be doing.
Yeah.
When I play Magic, when I play D&D, I'm socializing.
Right.
Which is always a positive. I got to tell you, there's a lot of laughing, a lot of joking, a lot of teasing. It feels like you're a little kid again.
Yeah.
But when you're putting together the puzzle, I won't say playing the video game, because sometimes playing video games can be highly stressful.
Right.
But there are things that you can do that can, again, the concept is to be soothing.
Yeah.
And I mean, my mom will knit or crochet.
Now, the crochet is interesting, right? Like, I'm finding a lot of students, right, seniors and juniors in high school that are taking up crochet.
Really?
And I've just not seen that in a lot of years. So, I mean, it really is a therapeutic thing for them. I think that they're finding these kind of older ways to do things that are helping them cope with the stress.
I'll be darned. Well, you know, speaking of which, do you know that you cannot take crochet needles onto the airplane?
You cannot, or you can?
You cannot.
Yeah. I would expect so. They're kind of pointed. A little bit dangerous.
I wonder if you could get that as you can bring your animal on the plane as a service animal.
So you want to bring your massive
crochet? I don't know. All right, sorry, diverged there. But
emotional support needles.
Yes.
No, I mean I agree, right? The activity. So some things just aren't appropriate, right? But I mean, a lot of people like to go shooting. I don't think we should be.
Well, true.
Be able to take our hobby wherever we want to go necessarily.
Talk about a stress reliever. Put pictures of people you don't like, and
well, hey, no, we're not going there.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I was thinking about it because I think in the last episode, you were talking about some things with time on that.
Yeah.
And I think that, hobbies fit into that time. And you were mentioning that you were saying that we can't do two things at once, right? Like our brain can't do two things at once. And we talked about opportunity cost. And I think that the hobby, right? And I see this with my wife, like she will, absent something to do, to get her brain active doing something, she will just think about work forever.
Ooh.
Right. She will just think about what she has to do at work, the long to-do list, all the things she couldn't get done, what she, where she might be, deficient, how she might fix that. I mean, she'll do that constantly. And, the only way I've found to assuredly get rid of that is to go to Disney. And so we do go to Disney a fair amount, but it's also like, 16 or 18 hours away. So, 2.5 hours on a flight, but
gotcha.
It's a distance, right? And it costs money to get there. So, we have to find other ways, other things for her to do that would do that. And, hobbies are such a great way to do that, when I get invested in a puzzle, I can't think about anything else. I'm just doing the puzzle.
And here's one of the things that's great about that is that your hands are busy. I can remember when I was knee-high to a grasshopper, the idea that, the phrase, idle hands are the devil's play toy.
Okay.
Now, I don't know. I'll say this. Where do our anxious thoughts come from?
Yeah.
Well, our mind is idle, but if our hands are busy doing something, whether you're putting together a puzzle, you're putting together Legos, you're knitting, you're crocheting, your hands are busy.
Yeah.
Being able to do something, you're focused, you're distracting yourself from all those anxious thoughts. I mean, my mom, and I love this about her, and I pray that this will never end for her. She's into gardening.
Yeah.
Ever since I can remember,
sure,
she was, whether it was the flower beds or the vegetable garden. And I know I got a couple of siblings that listen to our podcast, and they can all reminisce about that big mother-loving garden at the end of the street.
Sure.
But the fact is, I think for her, it wasn't for us because I saw it as a chore, but for her, I think it was part of not only an economic necessity, but it was therapeutic. It was her hobby. And I will say that around the house, the flower beds were just amazing.
Sure.
She has a fantastic skill set on being able to put flowers and put decorations and make it look and keep it looking very attractive.
That's nice.
Even our vegetable garden was the talk of the neighborhood. I mean, people would always go, "Oh, I love driving by the corner and seeing your garden. It always looks so nice and so full," and that kind of stuff. And so I think that the idea of, having that routine of putting it together, you're outside, so you get that sensory input. Right. Of course, you get the vitamin D from being outside, the sun, all of that. So gardening is, something that my mom has as a hobby.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I like to do, I've taken up more recently just plants, right? Like indoor house plants.
Oh, sure.
Bought some, like succulents, like little cacti, things like that.
Okay.
That don't need a lot of maintenance, but I enjoy seeing them, looking at them. They're colorful.
Sure.
It just looks nice to have a plant sitting in a particular location, right? And it helps clean the air. So but I enjoy it. It's something that I've done. My wife's not particularly into plants.
See, I'm a brown thumb.
Yeah.
You know how some people have a green thumb?
Yeah.
I am the polar opposite.
So don't get me wrong, like 3 of my plants recently died. the fortunate thing is there's a store full of plants, and I can go put some replacement plants in.
Okay, thank you.
And it's not
Home
it's not quite as disheartening when they die as it is like with a pet. So, I could just replace the plants. It's not a big deal.
Well, something that a lot of folks got into over the COVID years back was cooking.
Yeah.
And I never got into it. I love to eat, so you would think that I would like cooking and baking.
Yeah.
But I know that people enjoy that. As I remember, sourdough bread.
Yeah.
People, they would do those sourdough starter things and, but I could see that because, again, what are you doing? Like, you're kneading the bread or the dough to whether you're making pizzas or you're making, whatever you're doing.
Well, that's something that I love too, right? But because I did the master's program, I got away from it. So maybe that's what I can do with my time.
Well, we also talked about, I think we talked about this last time because we're wanting to increase our exercise.
Yeah.
Something else, and I know my sister-in-law got into this, but she started running. And to me, I run to the bathroom and that's about it. But being able
I've seen you do that, by the way.
Yeah, it ain't graceful.
It's only about 17 steps, but man, you were moving.
But the idea of being outside, walking, hiking. I mean, I know for a while, I remember when you did AP grading out in Utah and you talked about hiking, being outside.
Yes.
I will say I love being outside. And, just smelling the air, enjoying the sun, but walking, hiking gives you the opportunity to, again, work out. I loved my morning walks.
Right.
I enjoyed, even when I was going through my divorce, I loved riding bikes. I'd ride my bike through the neighborhood. Me and some other pals, we started riding. Well, downtown Dallas, you got White Rock Lake, which is, I forget how many miles all the way around. But I mean, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And so it is, because you're right. You're again, the whole concept of a hobby is to train your brain to think about something else for a short amount of time. Mm-hmm. And one of the benefits of being outside and exercising, walking, hiking, biking, that kind of stuff is that you get all the benefits of being outside. You get the benefits of the distraction. You get the benefits of now you're working out all of that built up anxiety and tension. So now you're also exhausted and you can rest.
Right. And we talked a little bit about opportunity cost, right? In the last episode. I don't want to go all, academic on things, but, opportunity cost represents the thing that we gain, right? From the choice that we make and also the thing that we give up. And so, when I'm choosing to do a hobby, I'm typically giving up stress.
Yeah.
In favor of the hobby. And I would much rather spend my time on the hobby than the stress, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, I know folks that do yoga. I tried yoga. I tried hot yoga.
Hot yoga. I don't even know what that is.
Well, the temperature was doing it in like a sauna.
Yeah.
That was very interesting. I only did that a few times. I've never done the goat yoga. I've never met anybody that has. I've seen it on TV. It sounds extremely odd and unusual to me. I don't know that I would voluntarily try it, but all these things are a way to calm your brain.
Yeah.
Because, what do they say? Get out of your own head.
Yeah.
Because we are, like you were saying about Eileen, that, she'll start thinking about work. Well, one thing leads to two, two leads to four, four leads to eight, eight leads to 16.
It's a major rabbit hole, right?
And I've been there. I've gone down rabbit holes, and it's you don't know where you're going to wind up once you head down that. And so the concept of a hobby gives you that opportunity to kind of get out of your head.
Right.
One of the things that I encourage my clients to do, and I've done this, is journal or free write.
So we keep coming back to that, and I am so bad that I still haven't done it.
I haven't for a while. I keep thinking that I would be curious of what I would do or what I would write. But a lot of times the idea, and it's amazing how it works. It sounds crazy. It sounds bizarre, but transferring from your brain onto either a physical or a digital page is so releasing as far as being able to just it's kind of like when you got all these thoughts and you just have somebody to talk to, i.e. that's what I do now for a living. So yay. But you can, when you get it out of your head, you can see it, you can hear it. Well, now you feel better because you've given voice to your concerns, your fears.
Yeah. So I'm like your student that you keep saying do journaling, and I keep saying I'm going to do that someday, and I haven't done it yet. And the reason I haven't is just what you were saying, right? Like I don't know where to start. But isn't it like just starting is the thing that you need to do?
Well,
just sit down and start writing.
So I'm going to pull from two of my two favorite movies.
Okay.
One is The Sound of Music.
Okay.
Start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start.
I don't want your hobby to be singing. I don't want to be negative.
But. Okay, no. But thank you. I can't carry a tune with a bucket, but that is one of the songs that the character Maria sings to the children. The other comes from a Christmas movie called Santa Claus is Coming to Town, where Santa Claus tells the winter warlock, put one foot in front of the other. I won't sing it. And soon you'll be walking through the door.
Okay.
Well, all you have to do is start. And you could start by typing, I don't know what to type. I find this very odd, awkward, but I promised myself that I would try. So here I go, and maybe you know what, let's talk about work. So you could talk about work, and you can see where that goes. You could start with something simple and benign, and off you go.
Right.
You could start with, I do this podcast, and I got this crazy knucklehead that I partner with, and, and go from there. Like I say,
think for me, like the computer's a distraction. If I'm on my computer and I'm typing something, probably why I haven't done it there particularly is because I would end up in another tab. I would get distracted. So I think if I was going to do it, and I'm not saying there's a right or a wrong way, right? But if I was going to do it, I would actually just grab a pad and handwrite it. But because I think I would be less distracted that way. I don't know how other people feel, but
I mean, something else you could, again,
that's how my wife does it, right? She does it all the time, and she's really benefited from it. Mm-hmm. She goes back and reads it and feels really good about where she is based on what she wrote years ago.
It is, like I say, whether you type or you write, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you're thinking about something, where to start with a gratitude list. Mm. Start with, here are some people
positivity.
Yeah. That have made a positive impact. And I'll start with, for me, I would go back to my second grade social studies teacher, Mrs. Doman.
Yeah.
No. Was it Doman? She was fourth grade. Anyway. But I would go back because she made history come alive when I was in the second grade. And then I would go to fourth and fifth grade. I had some really good teachers. I had a great eighth grade teacher. I had a good high school teacher. These are people, that had a huge positive impact. Gratitude list, where you can, again, focus on something positive, because when we're feeling anxious, when we're feeling negative, when we're feeling anxious and depressed, we're feeling that negativity. So yeah, a gratitude list would be something to consider.
So man, lots of things to distract our brain, right? As hobbies, right? Mm-hmm. And I try not to turn my hobbies into jobs, which is why we frequently turn down opportunities to monetize the podcast, despite being at almost 8,000 downloads.
Sure.
We don't want it to turn into, now we have to be on a schedule. We have to do these things. We have to, please these advertisers or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to do those things. So it's a little bit free form. We probably don't have as many listeners as we could have, but it's something that distracts us, and I look forward to it on the days that we go to studio. So,
Well,
but like puzzles, Legos, whatever, right? Journaling, all those things are so great to focus in and away from things that stress us out.
not only is it a wonderful distraction, but it can also give us a sense of control. And I think one of the things that causes, at least in me and in a variety of the clients that I see, we have so much anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
Because we feel out of control.
Yeah.
That things are, we are caught in a whirlwind, a tornado, a hurricane, a tsunami of events that have swept us up and they're dictating what, and we respond to the beat of their drum. But with a hobby, woodworking is something that I used to do that I enjoyed. Model trains is something else I enjoyed growing up. But whatever our hobby, it gives us an opportunity we can slow it down.
Right.
But we can also exert a level of control. We get to decide what to do. We get to decide when to do it. We get to decide where and how to do it. When you're done with the puzzle, you get to decide, am I going to put it on a mat, glue it together, and turn it into a poster I put on the wall? Or am I going to, and you just crumple it all up, you put it back in the box, it goes on the shelf, and we'll pick it up in a year or two, and we'll do it all over again.
I won't.
You only do a puzzle once?
I do. I take a picture of it, and then I can pass it on to somebody else who wants to do it.
Oh, okay. Sherry she'll do a puzzle, and then a year or two later, she'll do it again. And so we have dozens of puzzles around the house. And they're, again, whatever you do, that hobby, you're right. Sometimes those hobbies can become a job, like you were talking about with the fireworks.
Which is great, but you just need to now get a different hobby.
Because, the hobby becomes the job, unless, I don't know. I mean, if it's a retirement gig, I have a friend that I sure want to figure out how to get on the podcast, but he's a retired gentleman that has a cooking show on YouTube, and it's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
It was a hobby that he's been able to monetize, but he cooks what he wants, when he wants, creates his own content.
Yeah.
So the hobby my sister, my siblings are way more creative than I am. Okay. I just want to put that out there. But she does Christmas crafts.
Sure.
And the stuff she creates is amazing. It's her hobby.
Right.
It's all over her house, but it's her hobby. And she does 1 to 2 craft shows between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and she makes money at it.
Yeah.
I don't know that she can retire with that money, but she's able to make cash with it. So, but anyway, like I say, hobbies are fun, entertaining, they're creative, they're relaxing, and they're stress reducing.
Yeah. So get a hobby if you don't have one.
Okay.
Share your hobby if you do have one.
Yeah.
With somebody else.
I see a lot of people posting their hobbies on social media, which I love. Like I say, my cousin that lives down in Arkansas, he does photography. So Yahoo
Lots
to him.
of fun stuff. I want to do them all. I love that too. So
the mall,
I want to do all the hobbies.
Oh, yes.
Because I love photography as well, but I can only do so many. So I'll do some for a while. Maybe I'll drop one and do a different one later.
Okay.
But I know that, so we're running up on time and we got to get to the next appointment. So,
okay. Well, then until next time, I'm Rod.
I'm Scott.
See ya.
All right.